our companies growing their use of robotics. Well, joining us today to speak about that, Dwight Klappich, Vice President and Fellow at Gartner. Dwight, it's great to see you once again. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Russell. Appreciate the opportunity.
Dwight, of course, we're speaking to each other at the annual Gartner conference, and you are speaking here about robotics. I'm just curious about the kind of conversations that you have with folks these days on that topic. What are they sharing with you? What are they talking to you about when robotics comes up? What would you say?
It's interesting. We did a study last year where we asked people about their plans for robotics, and 96% of the people that we surveyed said that they either were or were planning to look at robotics. Key data point, this was about 500 respondents, cross-industry, cross-geography, cross-size companies, so 96% was a lot of people. And then we asked a follow-up to that is like, why? What was your primary motivation for looking at robotics? And the predominant thing was like 59% was labor availability. They just could not get enough people. What's interesting, we asked that same question last year, was 66, so it's come down a little bit. We believe that the reason labor cost has kind of come up is a lot of people have been trying to pay their way out of the labor challenges, and they just go, that's not sustainable. So it's really, they just can't get enough people. They're not looking at robotics to replace people.
It's interesting because, so many companies have been throwing money at labor, trying to get to a point where people will say, yes, of course, I'll come on, or yes, I will stay, with you. And clearly that has not worked in many, many instances. But now they're talking about, in some cases, some fairly hefty investment in the technology. I guess my question to you is, do you actually see heightened investment in this type of technology going forward?
Oh, absolutely. We expect exponential growth over the next year. And then we asked the follow-up questions. The one I talked about, we said, once you've done one robot, what's your plan? And over 90% of those customers said they plan to increase the size of their fleet. What was also interesting is they're looking for other places to apply robots. So they're going to expand into different areas. Maybe they started with collaborative picking. Now they're looking at truck unloading, or they're looking at basic transport. But they're going to start looking at robots more across their entire operations.
So Dwight, let's talk about the companies, though, that are telling you they're going to be making these investments. Is it only large companies with lots of money that are able to do this, or that are doing this? What do you say?
No, absolutely not. Like I said, the study we did was cross-industry, cross-geography, cross-size company. Now, we've had automation and warehousing for 40 years, but that was really relegated to big company that had, $50, $100 million to invest in automation. Now, there are robots I can pick up for $1,000 a month for a robot. That means companies of any size can be, and we're talking to customers of all sizes right now about robotics, in particular because smaller companies can invest in it.
Well, you refer to what you call the heterogeneous fleets of robots.
Yep.
Both medium and large companies are going to be having these things here. Well, let's define our terms here. Just what do we mean by this, and what's going on?
Well,
there?
if you look across, say, a warehouse operation, there's lots of places that I could apply robots, but I need different robots to do different things. And in fact, in some places, I might do different robots depending on what I'm doing. Take truck unloading, for example. I might have one kind of robot that unloads palletized goods, a different kind of robot that unloads, case goods. So I might be using like a Boston Dynamics stretch or a pickle robotic in the cases. I might be using a Fox there. Well, then I'm picking in another place and I'm using a different type of robot. And what this means is that companies are going to have fleets that are comprised of different robots doing different things from different vendors. And that really creates another challenge now is how do I start to orchestrate the work between all of those kind of companies? And that's kind of like, not that many companies have gotten there, but we're seeing companies get there very quickly.
Well, actually, that's a very, very interesting point, and I want us to explore that a bit. Let's drill down there. We're talking about an evolution of sorts, and I guess the question would be, what do companies need to support, these fleets of robots that you're talking about?
Yeah, we've kind of coined this term. It's called a multi-agent orchestration platform, which is a software layer that has two primary responsibilities. One is integration, so that I can integrate my business systems to various different types of robots. And the other is orchestration, which is how do I assign the work? You know, who gets what work and how do I coordinate the activities? Now, the robot platform itself, like a Locus or someone like that, they're going to control their own robots. But how do I kind of connect these things together as a system? And that's where this notion of a multi-agent orchestration platform, which is an emerging class of software we see right now to do that.
One of the most hopeful things that we're hearing right now, or that you have just said, is that this is something that medium-sized companies can take advantage of, as well as those large enterprises. Very hopeful and very good information. Dwight, I know you're busy here at the conference, but you found time to speak with us. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Russell. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Dwight Klappich, Gartner, speaking with us today about companies and their increasing interest in the use of robots. Thanks for watching.